How you all doing? Right then, it's been another bad month. Right, where do I start? Right, I'll start with the Bergman. As you know, if you watched the last video, the piston was too big to go into the I did manage to send it back, got a full refund, and I got another one. That one was 83.75. I thought I'll just get the 83. So anyway, after a week's waiting, that turned up. I tried to put it in the hole and it just dropped straight through and rattled about. So I've managed to send that one back, and now I'm waiting for an 83.5, and hopefully that'll be here sometime next week. And then, not that you can see it, the engine's under there, could start rebuilding that and put it back in there, switch that on and press that and it'll start up. Let's go back to the GTR. I had quite a few comments on if one side of the coil is working, the other side of the coil should be working, so it can't really be the coil. You know, I've changed the different leads, I've changed all the spark plugs, but it still wasn't sparking, and then eventually I did actually get it sparking on none of them. Yes, none of the spark plugs are sparking now, and it won't start at all. So I was thinking maybe the timing chain has jumped. So I took the side of the engine cover off where the timing marks are, and that does fill with oil while the bike's running. And to my total disgust and upsetment, the oil was milky oil. And we all know what that means. Still in the head gasket. Like I was praying that it wasn't going to be. So when I took that cover off and seen the milky oil, my heart just broke. So yes, I wasn't really expecting that. But yes, you can probably imagine rebuilding the engine, well, rebuilding the bike completely really. You could probably imagine how I feel right now. So like I say, my heart's, I've got no heart in that bike anymore. I have thought about fixing it. Yeah, it's going to probably cost me a couple of £100 to fix it. And then when I do fix it, I know it's going to be pretty expensive on petrol, because it is pretty expensive on the fuel. You know, you go out for an hour's ride and you got no petrol left. It does use a hell of a lot of petrol. And plus, when I first noticed the overheating problem, I did overheat and the bike wouldn't start, and I had to push it for a little while down the street to get onto the pavement. And boy, is that bike hard to push. That's not the sort of bike you want to be pushing down the street ever. So yes, I've decided that I'm going to get rid of it. You know, just explain the faults, I'd sell it spares or repairs. So that's what I've done. I've put it on Facebook Marketplace. It's had quite a bit of interest. Nobody's actually come round to view the bike yet, but I'll keep you posted. Yes, it is a crying shame because it is a really lovely looking bike. Say it's a 1994, you wouldn't think it. 53,000 miles is not a lot. Not for one of these anyway. So yes, that's when the bike was running okay, and as we all know, unfortunately, it was very short-lived. So yes, I'm sure some of you guys have been in a similar situation. You know, when you start to question yourself, question your abilities, doubt yourself. We're not worthy. But yes, let's not dwell on all that. Let's think of the bright side. When that bike has gone, I can get another project. And I have got a trailer behind the shed what's been up the garden for 6 or 7 years. I've decided that I'm going to get that out, drag it out the bushes and do it up so I can go and collect my new project. So I'll need a van or a trailer to go and fetch it. And at the moment, this is my trailer. I've just pulled it out from here. And it looks like some bits have fallen off. And it looks like there's a hole in the block. So before I can get a motorcycle project, we've got to fix this. Well, I don't think fixing this is going to be as easy as I thought. Where do we start? Okay, no, I don't even pick it up. Well, they're supposed to be the cross beams. Oh my Gtr. case I've started scraping the paint off, which, as you can see, it's going to be a very long process. Then I'm going to paint it with that. Then I'm going to saw this long piece of wood all the way down the middle, so I've got two. I'd use one from there going all the way up to there, and the same the other side. And then I've got these, which I'm going to have to cut down the middle and fit them all in there when it's the other way up. So let's do that. That's the bottom cleaned off. Now I've just got to do the top. Right, that's all the wood cut to size and treated. That's that all cleaned up the best I can do it, top and bottom. Let's get painted it. Okay then, so we've got all the cross beams in, all bolted down. Can't really see underneath, but I've painted all the underneath. Now I've just got to paint the top. Yes, it only happens to me, doesn't it? I've spent all week restoring that trailer, and now it turns out I don't need it. Yes, going back to the GTR, a guy reached out on Facebook to me saying would I swap it for his bike. And I went round and had a look at it, and I thought, well, I've totally had enough of the GTR. I don't want to look at it anymore. Yes, I'll take it. And so yes, then he came round to look at that, and he fell in love with it, and he says, yes, I want it. But just to make you understand the video a bit better, where I'm trying to go, we've got a car, but it hasn't got a tow bar, but we're looking out for a new car, and we want to get one with a tow bar. Ed's fixing the trailer up. So anyway, we've got the trailer, but we can't use it at the minute because the car's got no tow bar. Yep, we've got that clear. And this guy wants my bike that bad that he's gave me the money to hire a van. So I'm going to pick the van up later on tonight. And then tomorrow morning I'm going to take the GTR to his house and then bring his bike back to my house. And what is the bike, you all ask? And I'm not going to tell you because it's too embarrassing. I don't know what a lot of you guys will say. Whoa, you've been ripped off there. But I don't really care because I know the bike is going to a good home and somebody who is going to take the time and effort to fix it and look after it. So I'm happy with the way things have turned out. The bike, I will tell you, is only small. That's the Bergman. Probably even smaller than that. Cool, is that a good shot of my fat belly? Breathing. Yep. Before, after, before, after. Right, anyway. Yes, I probably will have the bike on YouTube eventually. It shouldn't need that much doing to it, just a few bits and bobs. The summer's nearly over. I haven't even been out on a bike in the summer because, as you know, the MOT ran out in July the 6th on that thing, the GTR. So I'm missing all this glorious sweaty weather. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully this has brought everybody up to date with within the week of a life of Johnny Stucknuts. Right then, this is a couple of days later and we're moving on quite a bit. I did actually forget to film me finishing the trailer off, but anyway, this is what we're up to. Yes, all done, apart from wheel arches. They're on order, just a couple of plastic wheel arches. That's all fixed in, nailed up, screwed up, and I've got to put the toe board on the back with the lights. So yes, trailer done. Oh, it's bloody hot. Yes, so there you go, just a bit of a catch up what I'm doing through the week, because I was hoping to get a video out on rebuilding this engine, but the Piston had other plans, so hopefully I can get a video out on that in another week or so, maybe 2 weeks. So yeah, there you go. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay well and stay safe, and I'll see you.
I'll see you in another life, brother.